Okay, so this was an interesting one, right? Because yeah, I gave Die Hard a look. Right now, originally, this was meant to be a 10 episode TV series on Quibi, right? Do you remember fucking Quibi? I don't think anyone really remembers Quibi, right? It was meant to be this real short form TV, right? So kind of like I think the shows were like 10 minutes or something like that. They were real short. But yeah, it was this idea that people like to interact with short videos. So this would it did not take off. It didn't take off at all. So there's a number of those shows that either got shipped somewhere else and recut into longer forms, and there was some that got you heard were they were talking about turning it into a film, and this was one of them. So yeah, Die Hard is now on Prime Video. So yeah, I was like, all right, let's see if it was any good. But it kind of sounded like it might be a funny thing, you know. So it was from Eric Appel. So he directed it, and it was written by Tripper Clancy. And I think Derek Kolstad uh, was involved as well. Okay, so the film is produced by Brian Smiley, okay, Jeff Clanagan, and Candice Wilson Cherry. It is executive produced by we have Tripper Clancy, Kevin Hart. We have got Kevin Healy, Luke Kelly Klein, Ty Randolph, Mike Steen, Ty Walker, and Derek Kolstad. It is line produced by Alex Orr. It is associate produced by Lee Farrell and co-executive produced by Anson Downs. Okay. So, music was handled by Leo Berenberg and Zach Robinson. Glenn Brown, cinematography. Adam Burr, Jamie Kennedy, and Peter Duggan edited the piece. Casting was Tara Feldstein, Nancy Nair, and Chrissy Ferroli. Production design Ryan Berg, Eric Berg, and Scott Daniel. Eric Berg also was art direction. Andrea Ferguson, set decoration. Costumes, Stephen K. Randolph. Hair makeup, we got Katie Ballard, Essie Chia, Paul Chia, John Clausel, Joyce Kim, Jeremiah Newcomb, Kay Cantrell, and Sonia Riviere. Okay, so our cast. We've got Kevin Hart as Kevin Hart, Natalie Emmanuel as Jordan King, John Travolta as Ron Wilcox, Jean Reno as Claude Van de Velde, Josh Harnett as Josh Harnett, Kenneth Treligo as Diego, Eric Manade as Juan, Joshua Lamboy as Ortez, Danny Morrison is played by Brandon Quinn, Lee is played by Milana Van Tube, Waylon Stephen Jones, Mikey Jason Jones, Haley Dumas played an editor. Yeah, I say that's probably our main. There's a lot of people in this, right? A lot of cameos and all of that kind of stuff, right? The gist of the story Kevin Hart, playing a version of himself, is on a death defying quest to become an action star. And with a little help from John Travolta, Natalie Emmanuel, and Josh Hartnett, he just might pull it off. Now, yeah, this was weird. It was weird, right? I will say, John Travolta killed it, right? John Travolta is, you know, hey, it might be the best I've seen him of late, right? I thought he did a good job. Natalie Emmanuel did a good job, right? I think they did a good job. Josh Hartnett was funny. Uh, I think the acting was solid. I think where it goes a little bit askew what is this? You know what I mean? Like, is this a comedy? Like, is it serious? It felt like it didn't quite know where it wanted to sit, so it didn't go as hard into the comedy as I feel it probably needed to be real funny, and then it didn't go hard enough in the other direction just to be this like mesa crazy kind of drama action film, which I kind of feel that would have been the way to go. Like, make it kind of feel real serious, but with that kind of like, we know what we're doing here, right? That I feel would be the funniest thing that could have happened with this story, but it's not really what happened. So you just get like, there's this whole thing with a squirrel, which is just like, do we need that? Like, it just seemed a bit pointless, stupid, you know, because no one's really buying it. You know what I mean? And then just some of the other stuff, you're just like, there's interesting bits that were going on, around the filming and stuff. You're like, okay, yeah, that's interesting. That could work. I mean, it's all right. That's different. But it was just, the story in itself, the way it's all brought to life. It just was a bit uneven for me, anyway. So there's that, and then it's just the resolution, right? You kind of feel, I feel it should go the other way. Right? This person that's wanting to do this thing, but the best attempts, they're just not quite working out. Or it's just like, okay, it'd be funny if it like shot this thing and it's real serious and everyone's just like, that's fucking great. And then when it comes out, it's being recut as a comedy. You know what I mean? And he's not the lead anymore, right? That would have been hilarious. Doesn't happen, but that would have been, you know what I mean? I think that's where it would work, right? But yeah, so it's not quite, doesn't quite hit for me. Doesn't quite hit for me. It's again, the idea. I'm definitely behind the hype, like those meta kind of things, like Alan Partridge, right? That's just this crazy kind of situation. Or, like shows like The Trip, right? With fuck. Huh. Coogan's in it. Rob Brydon, that's the other. Rob Brydon and Steve Coogan. They're essentially playing themselves, but so a meta version of themselves, right? And we've seen that's really good, and you've seen other examples of that sort of thing working very well. This one, again, like the kernel is there. It hasn't quite bloomed into the tree we were hoping it to be. I mean, that's me anyway. I'm sure loads of people, but I mean, look, if Um, Reno 911. I feel that's the one, right? And if you like, I feel it's a kind of similar thing, right? So if you dig Reno, then I think this would work. You know, yeah, I think there's that same sensibility. So I think if that's your thing, then Die Hard will work for you. I hear there's another one coming. You know what I mean? So enough people enjoyed it. Enough people enjoyed it, so there will be more. But yeah, as I said, look, it's on Prime, so go dip in, see what you think. As I said, some solid performances. John Travolta kills it. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I was hoping for a little bit more, but it is what it is, people. It is what it is. Die Hard.